Hey everybody, it's Crystros here, and today we're bringing you a new deck list. So I do hope everybody's been enjoying these. I do know I misplay quite a bit in a lot of my videos. There's nothing I can do about that, so I do apologize. I'm not the best player, but I do try, to make, entertaining duels, and really good deck list that, could be used in this game. So anyway, with all that out of the way, let's go into today's deck, and we are bringing a fan favorite, and actually one of my personal favorite archetypes. Legendary Six Samurais. So Six Samurais is a really old archetype that's been around in the game forever, and they kind of continue to just keep on getting support every now and then. So we're going to be bringing you my deck list, and I hope everybody enjoys. So let's start it off. We got 3 Six Samurai Fuma. This card is really good. If this card is destroyed by battle card effect, you could special summon 1 Six Samurai monster from your deck, except itself. If exactly 1 Six Samurai monster you control, and no other cards will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. So it has nice protection, and the floating effect is just really good. And it's a level 1 tuner. So if you wanted to add more cards to this deck, like you could take out 1 Six Samurai United, add 1 for 1 instead. You could absolutely do that, as a good starter. Just an FYI. I don't have it in this deck, but if you want to add it, you can. Then we got 3 Fire Flint Ladies. This card's pretty interesting. If you control a warrior monster, which all of our cards are warriors, you could special summon this card from your hand. You could send this card from the field to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 4 low warrior monster from your hand, and if you do, your opponent can't target it with card effects. So like I said, the special summoning is stupidly easy, and that part of the effect is nat once per turn. So if you just have like 3 of them plus 1 other warrior, you could just special summon all of them out right away. The once per turn effect is sending this card to the graveyard to special summon a warrior. So like I said, it's a really good card. It's a good extender. Definitely worth having 3. Then we got another 3 of 3 legendary Six Samurai Kagika. I'm probably mispronouncing that terribly. I do apologize. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Six Samurai monster from your hands. So that's what you're using this card for. It does gain attack if you control a Six Samurai monster, but that's not necessary at all. It's a good normal summon, and you could start special summoning any other card from your hands really easily. So you can special summon your other legendary Six Samurais, which get you other Six Samurais. Like the whole idea is once you have one, you could get multiples onto the field very easily. So yeah, run 3 of them. It's a really good card, definitely worth it. Then we got 2 legendary Six Samurai Shina. So if you control a legendary Six Samurai Muzua, you can special summon this card from your hands. If this card is on the field is tributed, target 1 Six Samurai monster in your graveyard, accept it itself, and add it to your hands. And then we got 2 legendary Six Samurai Mashia. If you control legendary Six Samurai Shia, you can special summon this card from your hand once per turn. You could tribute another face-up Six Samurai monster, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So the idea is you have 1 on the field, you could special summon the other, then you could tribute 1 off to destroy a card very easily. Like I said, if you have, what is this, Kagiga, you could special summon either one of the water, the fires, and get the other one out right away if you have them in your hand. So really good cards, definitely worth running. Then we got 1 secret Six Samurai Hatsume. You can banish 2 Six Samurai monsters from your graveyard or face up from your field. Then target 1 Six Samurai monster in your graveyard, accept itself, and special summon it. Then it also has the floating effect where you could protect a card from being destroyed if you want banish it from the graveyard. It's a really good card. Easily you could get rid of 2 Six Samurai from the graveyard that you're not using anymore, or you're not going to be bringing back and looping, and easily just get cards that you want on the field. Then we got 3 legendary Six Samurai Kaizen. This card is just broken. If you control a Six Samurai monster of a different name, you can special summon this card from your hands, and that's all you're using it for. There's no once per turn on that, so you could easily just keep bringing this card back, especially if cards like Gateway of the Six. You could just continue getting, field presence, and it's so easily, like, if your opponent plays Max C, you could just deck them out very easily. Like, there's no answer, but they don't have, like, new bureau and stuff like that. They're just screwed. Then we got 1 secret Six Samurai Kazuha. When this card is special summoned, you could add from your deck to your hand 1/6 samurai monster with a different attribute from the monster you control. If exactly 1/6 samurai monster you control and no other cards will be destroyed, you could banish this card. So it's pretty easy to special summon with other cards, like, you know, this legendary 6 samurai. And like I said, you can start getting into any of the other cards that you need right away to get 3 cards on the field. And if you get 3 cards on the field, you can easily get into some of your extra deck plays, like no problem. Then we got 1 Grandmaster 6 Sam. You can special summon this card if you control a 6 samurai monster. And if this card's in your possession, it's destroyed by opponent's card effect, you could target 1/6 samurai monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. It's not the best floating effect, but it's it's very easy to special summon, so it's worth having at least one. We got 1 Great Shogun Shiin. If you control 2 or more face-up 6 samurai monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then your opponent can only activate 1 spell trap each per turn. If this card would be destroyed, you could destroy 1/6 samurai monster you control instead. This card's just amazing. Definitely worth running at least one of them. Then we got 1 Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. It's just a nice boss monster to have, and we do play quite a bit of a equip spell package with a sealed. So it's worth having in your deck. You do go into it pretty easily. So then if this card has an equip card on it, and if your opponent wants to activate a monster effect, you could send 1 face-up equip card you control to the graveyard to negate the activation. So it does have some good, negate to it. But usually you're using it for a 3,000 attack beater. And that's all for the monsters. Now for the spells, we got 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Reinforcement from the Army, 3 Shiin Smoke Signal. This card is really good. No once per turn on it. You could add 1 level 3 lower 6 samurai monster from your deck to your hand. Definitely run 3 of them. We got 2 Lightning Storm. You could take out Lightning Storm, add Called by the Grave if you want, or take out Lightning Storm in the trap here to add Ash Blossom. That's perfectly fine too. I'm just running it because I have it, you know. We got 1 Smoke Grenade of the Thief. This card should be banned. When this card is equipped this card is destroyed by a card effect while equipped to a monster, look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 card from them. There is ways to loop that and just keep on getting it back and stuff. Anyway, this card's stupid, should be banned, but hey, we're going to use it if we can. We got 1 Moon Mirror Shield. That we're not ever going to be like actually using this card. We're just here for an sealed target. 1 Living Fossil. This card's pretty interesting. You can activate this card by targeting 1 level 4 lower monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can use that effect to continue as an extender, or you could use it as a sealed target. Then we got 2 Infernal Arms. Yet again, never really going to be using this card, but you can use it as a sealed target. Then we got 2 6 Samurai United. This card is pretty cool. Each time a 6 Samurai monster is no more special summon, place 1 Prosciutto counter on this card, maximum 2. You could send this card to the graveyard, draw 1 card for each Prosciutto counter. We got the most broken card in the deck, Gateway of the 6. Each time a 6 samurai monster is no more special summon, place 2 Prosciutto counters on this card. You can move Prosciutto counters from your field. That's right, from the field, not just this card. It could be from any card to activate the effects. The effects that you're looking for is the number 4 effect. 4 counters allows you to add 1 6 samurai monster from your deck and or graveyard to your hand, which is stupidly broken. And there is no once per turn on this card. So if you have ways to keep on special summoning your guys, you could just keep on getting counters, remove counters, bring back more monsters from your graveyard or your deck, continue special summoning, and just repeat that process over and over and over again. And this card is searchable in this deck, by the way. So yeah, anyway, it's stupidly good. Definitely worth running. Then we got 3 Shiin's Dojo. Each time a 6 samurai monster is no more special summon, place 1 Prosciutto counter on this card. You can special summon this card to the graveyard. You can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 1 6 samurai or Shiin effect monster from a main deck whose level is less than or equal to the number of Prosciutto counters on this card. So basically, if you have 1 counter or 7 counters or 5, you can special summon any of your 6 samurais or Great Shiin Shogun. Usually you're just having it to continue placing Prosciutto counters on it for Gateway to 6 to remove. But every now and then you can use the effect to get rid of the card to special summon. Then we got the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine. This card, you could set it, then immediately flip it up to activate this card. And it's interesting because it acts like a monster, a warrior, so it goes into all of your plays. In reality, though, you can cut this card, no ands, if, buts about it. And just, like I said, add an Ash Blossom, another Lightning Storm, whatever you want, whatever you have, you know what I mean? So, yeah, just so you know, it can be cut. And that's it for the deck. Now for the extra deck, we got one of the Secret 6 Samurai Rian. Rian's pretty interesting because if you control another face-up 6 Samurai monster, you could banish it to target one card on the field and banish that card. That's what you're using it for. To get this card on the field, you don't need Polymerization, but you got to send 3 6 Samurai monsters with different attributes from your field to the graveyard. It's really easy to do that in this deck. And like I said, it's a one-of. You really want to do it for removal for certain boss monsters. Then we got 2 Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. Shien is amazing. Once per turn, when the opponent activates a spell and or trap card, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. This, in turn with Great Shogun, means your opponent can really only activate one card. You can negate it, then they can activate another card and let that one go through, of course. But like I said, it's you can control what card they use, and it's really good for that one reason. We got 1 F.A. Don Dragster. This card's a staple in almost every deck I've been playing lately. They could go in Secret World level 7 plays. This card, if your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can lower its level to negate it. Then we got 1 number 75. You only use this effect because you can detach 2 cards from this card, and both players draw. Anytime your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 2 cards from this card. The activate effect becomes both player draws 1 card. So it's somewhat of a negate, and it's really easy to get out. So it's worth running, We got 1 Shadow of the 6 Sam. This card's not good, but I mean, if you have it, run it. You could change this out for anything else. And once per turn, you could detach 1 material from this card. Target 1 6 Samurai monster you control with less than 2,000 attack. Its original attack becomes 2,000. 1 is sealed. This card's amazing. You could add a warrior monster from your deck to your hands. Then on top of that, you can send any number of equipped spells with different names from your graveyard to your graveyard to special summon 1 warrior monster from your deck whose level equals the number of cards. It's really good. And like I said, you have multiple equipped cards in your deck for that target. Then we got 1 Crystron. If you want to go on Crystron plays, it's very easy to do in this deck, so definitely worth it. We got 2 Battle Shogun of the 6 Sam. When this card is link summoned, you can discard 1 card, add 1 card from your deck, 1 card to your deck to your hand that has the effect that places Bushido counters. This is the easy way to get out Gateway the 6, by the way. We got 1 Shuoya Skull Dread. You don't go in this card too often, but you can pretty easily. The 4 effect's pretty nice. You could draw 4 cards, then place 3 in the bottom. The 3/1's also pretty cool. You can special summon a monster from your hands. Like I said, you can go into this if you wanted to. It's there. We got 1 Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. This card is really easy to go into this deck, so definitely worth running. Then for our last slot here, we got 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed Ward. This card is a really good boss monster. It's really hard for your opponents to get over. And yeah, I like to run it up quite a bit. And that's it for the main deck and extra deck. I hope you all enjoy, and we'll get into the games. All right, I'll see you there. All right, so this first duel is against a Blue Eyes player. Now, 6 Sams do struggle against Blue Eyes because simple fact Blue Eyes does tend to run skill drain every now and then, and the fact they have just 3k beaters, kind of hard to get over. So it's my turn first. I'm going to activate Reinforcement of the Army. Reinforcement would get me Fuma. I normal summon my legendary 6 Samurai, special summon Fuma. At this point, I link off into Battle Shogun. Battle Shogun's going to search me Gateway. After I discard, I do get Gateway. At this point, I activate Gateway, and I'm going to end my turn. Can't really do anything. So, yeah, I'm hoping he can't kill me this turn, and we'll see what happens. At this point, he activates Awakening. He discards 1, and he adds Blue Eyes. And he adds Alternative. He reveals Blue Eyes and special summons Alternative. I'm like, alright. He activates Alternative's effect, which was a misplay. I do save it by Fuma. He sets 1 and activates Return. He brings back the Galactic. Then at this point, he is going to synchro off into Galaxy Eyes. Galaxy Eyes effect will kick off. He steals my monster. Then he links off again to go into Galaxy for Almo. He can't attack this turn. He activated Alternative's effect. I do get my Battle Shogun. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident that I can win. Activate Shien's Dojo. I normal summon Kirza. Then I go into a sealed tell. A sealed effect, I do get Immortal Phoenix. I use a sealed effect to send 3 to special summon the fire monster. Then I special summon the water. The fire effect, I tribute 1 to pop his, but he uses Return the Dragon Lord, which is great. Feeling pretty confident. I use Gateway, and this is where this card gets broken. I remove 4 counters to add a Kirizen. Kirizen will special summon itself. I activate Gateway again to remove 4 counters. To add the water guy. The water guy would special summon himself. Use Gateway again to use 4 counters. And you're going to see why I love this card. Special summon Kirizen yet again. This point I do fusion off into Secret. Secret would get rid of 1 from my hand. I do banish his card at this point. Yeah, add Gateway again. I now got Grandmaster, special summon Grandmaster. Activate Gateway again. They really needed a once per turn on this card. To get another Kirizen. Kirizen will special summon itself. Gateway's effect will go off another time. At this point, I won. There's nothing he could do. At this point, I'm just going to get enough damage on the field to win. I don't know what his back card is, but I'm going to make sure he can't use it. I do get Apollosa. I do get another Battle Shogun. Battle Shogun's effect will go off. And at this point, I do get 6 Samurai United. 6 Samurai United effects will activate. Activate Gateway to remove 4 counters. To get Grandmaster, I do normal summon special summon Grandmaster. Activate Gateway again. And this is why I told you before Gateway is broken. I do get Kirizen. Kirizen will special summon itself. Activate United. Draw 2. Activate Monster Reborn. I do get Iseal back. And at this point, I'm going to start linking off. I link off 4 into Underworld Goddess of the Close. Activate Gateway again to get Kirizen. Activate Shien's Dojo to get Fuma from my deck. Activate Kirizen. And at this point, I will synchro off into Shien. And I go into battle. Attack, he activates Mirror Force. I will negate that with Shien. Like I said, I'm not going to let him to go off at that point. And at this point, I got well over lethal, and I won. That's as simple as that. And this is why I love this deck. If you can't kill me, if I don't have a strong opening hand, I'm going to win. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll go one more game, and I hope you guys enjoyed the next game because it was an interesting deck, to say the least. So, yeah, we'll go into the next game now. Alright, so this duel, it was really interesting. I'm going up against Empty Jar. The whole idea behind Empty Jar is to get Morphing Jar on the field and keep flipping it up and down to make me deck out. This was a really interesting deck, and I gotta say, I actually really enjoyed it. Activate Shien's Dojo. He will activate Max C. I'm like, well, shit. I don't want to give him too many cards. I don't know what he was playing at this time frame. So, activate Shien's Smoke Signal to get Kirizen. Activate Kirizen to special summon the water guy. At this point, I will link off into a Battle Shogun. And at this point, I've already allowed him to draw 2. I'm like, I don't know what he's playing just yet. I'm going to stop my plays because I could have continued on if I really wanted to, but I was like, I'm going to stop. Activate Gateway, activate Shien, and go get a Fuma for my next turn. At this point, I'm going to end. Feeling pretty confident, but yet again, I don't know what he's playing. He activates Hand Destruction, gives him my Fuma. He draws 5, he sets 2, 3. He activates Max C for some reason. I think he just misplayed. Then he activates AD Changer from the graveyard. He flips up Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar, discard, we all draw again. He activates Magical Mallet, discarding his whole, getting rid of his whole hand. So this is interesting. He draws again. He activates another Magical Mallet, and he gets rid of his whole hand again. I don't know what he's looking for, but he's not getting it. At this point, he activates Hand Destruction. I discard 2, he discards 2, we both draw. Then he sets 4. Well, he sets 2. So this is interesting. Activate Reinforcement of the Army. His last card in his hand is Max C. Well, fuck. At this point, he has 20 cards. I got 23. I think I could deck him out. So I take on the Max C challenge at this point. So at this point, I activate Monster Reborn to get back Fuma. Then he activates Present card. I'm kind of pissed off because I really like my hands, but can't do anything to stop it. So I'll get a brand new hand. At this point, Monster Reborn effect will go off. I do get Kirzan. Then I get a bunch of prosciutto counters. Activate Living Fossil to get Fuma. And yet again, get a bunch more counters. Now I'm going to link off into Legendary 6 Samurai Shi-In. But this does get negated with Solemn Judgment. I'm like, God, that's fucking bullshit. I know what's 7 Kizan. I activate Shiin's Dojo. I activate Shiin's Dojo on the other one. Activate getting Fuma. And at this point, I am going to link off yet again for another Shi-In. So I'm feeling pretty good. I have a bunch of counters. I activate Infernal Arms effects to get Lady Flint. Then I'm going to activate Gateway yet again. He has 15 cards. I'm feeling pretty good. Gateway yet again to remove even more counters. To get 2 Kirzans. Gateway another time because I have multiple counters from all over the place. To get 3 Kirzans, I activate 1. Activate the other. Activate the third. And now activate Fire Flint Lady. At this point, I'm going to synchro off into Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. Link off, my bad. Activate Gateway again. He has 10 cards. I'm feeling really good. He activates Ash Blossom. It slows me down, but not really. I'm feeling pretty good still. I think I got this in the bag. Gateway yet again because it's not once per turn. And that's why this card's broken. I do normal summon the water. Activate Gateway to remove 4 more counters. To get the fire guy. The fire guy will special summon himself. And at this point, I'm going to link off for Secret 6 Samurai. I banish 1 to get rid of his back row. And I happen to hit Mirror Force. At this point, he just scooped up. So I was able to just put up enough negates on the field where my opponent couldn't do anything. I felt like I could probably play it a little better and just decked him out if I really wanted to. But, you know, anyway, I had a blast with this deck. I hope everybody did also. I don't know what I'm going to be building next. I have a couple ideas. I know the normal and rare event is coming up, so I do have a deck list for that. That will be posted up probably next week. But I do want another video out this coming week other than this one. So like I said, I don't know exactly. I have a couple decks in my head that I really want to play. Some of them are like Lunar Lights, Black Wings, for Hires, Evil Eyes, and War Rocks. So like I said, I might be building any one of those. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll catch you next time.